It's time for a lethal update, and I'm going to be doing this live because we think something may be going on inside the motor. Let's check it out. What's going on, guys? Matt over here, Lethal Garage, and today is a lethal car update. It's actually been a little while since I've did one of these. Obviously, I've done videos showing upgrades and stuff that's been going on, but in this instance, it's potential bad news. When you set out to build a car, you have to kind of understand the consequences and understand what you're buying and doing and what that can lead to. And you guys are sitting there like, what the heck does that mean? Well, when I set out to build this car, I never anticipated to be at 900 plus horsepower, ever. The car is there, and once you get to that level, the things that are still factory in the motor or down the drivetrain, they're gonna start saying peace out. They're not going to enjoy it, especially with how hard we run the car. I mean, I don't run it any harder than some of the other people out there. I mean, seeing all the other YouTubers and drag racers and stuff like that, they do a ton of work. They're ripping down their motors all the time. But in this instance, we've never actually had to tear down the lethal Camaro at all for any major problems whatsoever. Now, in this, I got the car in the garage up on the stand, and you're going, well, what's going on, Lethal? What are you talking about? You're scaring me here. It comes down to oil. So as you guys know, I change my oil often. I'm going to set my camera right here so you can see stuff. I run AMSOIL Z-Rod, this beautiful stuff right here, zinc included. It's a 10W30, been running it, no problems whatsoever, and I still don't think my oil is my problem. In this instance, I did my typical oil change at CamaroFest, and everything was great on day 1 and day 2. But after my last run on day 2 of drag racing, I checked the oil and something didn't look right. And as you can see in the oil, it's not just an oil color. There's a little bit of gray in there. And you're saying, well, you just pulled the dipstick. Well, here, let's put the dipstick back in like you typically would. You clean it off, dip it back in. If you look closely, I have plenty of oil on the stick. Everything looks good. But if I get oil on my finger, and let's see, there is very minute, like there's one little small fragment right there, very minute pieces of metal. Oh no, that's not good. That is definitely not good for a motor. You don't want metal. You don't want to see that color either. So that being stated, the car is still running fine. I had pulled it off the trailer, pulled it in the garage, everything's running fine. All the sensors and everything aren't showing any sort of errors or any sort of issues. So what we think we have, and we won't know, but we're gonna have to pull the motor and rip it down, and I'm gonna tell you why this is a good thing. We think some of the stock main bearings are finally going. They're starting to deteriorate and break down. It's a bad thing, right? You know, bearing shredding, if you catch it early enough, then you don't have to replace your entire engine. If enough metal shavings get into your oil and circulate around the motor and all that great stuff, you have an issue where things will start seizing up and breaking, which is where it gets catastrophic failure. So at this point, we know something's not right. We don't know what it is right now. We believe it's the stock main bearings. It's a fairly common issue in these cars making the kind of power that we're making, especially if you don't replace them. So again, I have still stock crankshaft, stock main bearings. The only thing that's been replaced was the camshaft, all the upper valve train, all that stuff. So that's all new. We don't, it could be issues with cam bearings. We don't know for sure until we get in there and look. But what we do know is we don't have a catastrophic failure on our hands yet. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna pull the motor. We are going to basically rip it down and clean out every aspect of it, so there is no chance there is metal, anything left in the vehicle. We're gonna do a full bearing swap across everything. We're gonna check everything. And guess what? I'm gonna bring a video camera along with me and go through all of that. But the upside here is I wanted to replace the cam in the car, so we're gonna end up doing that. So we'll end up getting a new cam, new bearings and all that stuff anyways. So that was gonna happen. We're gonna replace the main bearings, but we're not gonna replace the crankshaft because that involves a lot of additional work. You can't just go out and buy a crankshaft. You got to rebalance, rehone, like bore. There's a lot of work in just getting a different crankshaft. So that being stated, I'm gonna get a brand new factory GM crankshaft and brand new, probably aftermarket bearings, because the bearings that they're using in the mains from factory in the LT1s, I believe they're the composite style. They break down, and that's been a #1 killer of ZL1 motors too, is those main bearings. It's like, yeah, you got a forged crank, but at the end of the day, if the bearings suck, peace out kind of thing. So that being stated, we're also gonna replace the converter in the car, and we have a very small leak on the rear main seal that has presented itself. So now that we're gonna have everything pulled and ripped apart anyways, we're gonna go through all of that as well. So all of that being stated, right now I'm going to change the oil on the vehicle, and we're gonna see how bad it is, how much metal flaking there is. I'm gonna bring the camera over. Mike wants to cut open the filter to really see, okay, how much material do we see in the oil, how much material's in the filter, and how big is the material, so we can get a good sense of the progression of the breakdown of what we think it could be, and then go from there. So I'm not going to go through every step of changing oil. I have a video for that. This isn't an oil change guide, but I'll get the camera up and in there, and we'll see how everything looks. Hopefully it's not too bad. I have my handy dandy oil can remover wrench, whatever you want to call it. I don't remember if it's a 15 or a 13, so I'm going to grab a 15, 14, and a 13. You know, I changed my oil enough, you would think I would remember that. Okay. Hopefully this doesn't come shooting out too much. So as you can see, the oil color isn't completely terrible. I'll pull this out. I'm gonna get the filter off first, and then we'll pull it out and check everything out. So in looking in the pan, we definitely have a little bit of material. So the oil filter will be the biggest teller of all, but there's definitely something in there. So I have the oil filter down there. We're gonna head over to Mike's. We're gonna cut this thing open and see if it could tell us a better story. So let's go do that. He's got this really nifty tool. We're gonna cut open the Wix filter and see what kind of glory's inside.
Guillotine.
This is guillotine. Nothing really?
Nothing really on that. Yeah, because I'm looking and expecting like a camera or lifter or something like that to be going bad. Some little bits there. That is not steel.
What is it? Oh, there's some little tiny sparklies. You see big chunks?
Not really. But I see enough to say that something's coming apart.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got aluminum bits.
So what could that be, you think?
Most likely bearing.
So maybe main bearings?
Could possibly be main bearings, could possibly be cam bearings, could possibly be main things. Till we get it all apart. We don't know.
Well,
Time for an LT4 short lock.
you put. Yeah, something's wrong. So we got to pull the motor. We're gonna rip her down, replace every single bearing. We're probably gonna replace the crankshaft anyway. We got to find out what's wrong. I'm just saying stuff at this point. But it's gonna allow us to put the new converter in. It's gonna allow us to put. Oh yeah, we got the new headers too. The 2-inch stainless work headers. So those will go on. So lots of stuff, and we'll probably just end up doing the bottom end for the most part. Put ARP studs in the bottom.
We're going big block.
Yeah. This is gonna be a fun journey, guys. And guess what? It's all before CamaroCon. Can we finish it? We'll find out. Hey, how's your schedule look, by the way? Likes, comments, shares appreciated. If you guys enjoy this content and want to see what is happening, click that subscribe button. I'm just gonna give a huge shout out to Mike and many of the previous people that have sent me on this journey. The one thing why you see me not freaking out and blaming people, because the first thing is, you can't just blame people. I literally built a stock motor and didn't change all the parts. It seems like it's probably a bearing. I'm gonna guess. We can guess right now, yeah?
If I was a bet man, I'd say maybe a cam bearing, maybe a main bearing.
Yeah. So that's not any of the parts that we put in.
No.
No. So yeah, if it is those parts and pieces, you could just say, hey, you're an idiot for not changing those, and that's my fault because I decided not to do that. So I blame myself. We'll see. Now, if the cam's falling apart, I'll blame the person who spec'd it and built it.
You installed it.
Okay, that's it. I did install it. I did install it. I did install it. Technically, that's true. Ah, it's all my fault again. Okay, guys. Love y'all. Stay tuned. Lots of stuff coming. These are the kind of things you run into when you're making over 900 horsepower. You know, they warned me. They're like, yeah, once you get over 800 horsepower, things just start to break. Well, maybe we caught it before it actually broke, which is probably the best thing ever, but we won't know until we rip it apart, but the car still runs, so I'm gonna say we're good, but yeah, we'll see. Peace! You didn't think I was gonna end the video that way, did you? Till next time, guys. See you on the road.